Hi, first graders. Last week in writing, you started to learn about how-to books. You learned that how-to books are nonfiction books or other kinds of texts that teach the reader how to do or make something. We're going to learn more about the different types of how-to books today. How-to books have a lot of the same features. So all nonfiction books have different text features, and how-to books have certain text features that make them different from all about books. How-to books always have materials or ingredients that you need to make or do whatever the book is teaching you about. How-to books have steps written in order. How-to books have details about each step. And how-to books have photographs or illustrations for each step. How-to books also have other nonfiction text features sometimes, like a table of contents, glossary, labels, etc. You might find some or all of these features in a how-to book. But what does a how-to book look like? Let's explore some examples of how-to books together. Here's an example of a book called How to Make Slime. You're going to read this book later for your assignment. Some how-to books will have the words how to right in the title. This one is called How to Make Slime, which means it's going to teach me how to make slime. Oh, look, there's a table of contents. We've seen those before. Oh, look, here's even a materials page that says, here's what you need with all the materials needed to make slime. Let's take a look at some other nonfiction how-to books. This one is called Chocolate Banana Pops. Can you guess what it's going to teach you how to make? That's right, chocolate banana pops. The words how to aren't in the title, but it's still a how-to book. Let's explore the inside a little bit. Ooh, here are some ingredients. Bananas, chocolate, rice puffs, sprinkles, and sticks. These are all the ingredients and materials that you need to make the banana pops. I also see photographs explaining all the steps. This step says the sticks go here. They go inside the banana. And here's a picture or a photograph of the girl putting the popsicle stick into the banana. There are words and pictures for every step. Let's take a look at another how-to book. This one is called Making Collages. Again, the words how-to aren't in the title, but I know that this is a how-to book because the title says Making Collages. It's going to teach me how to make a collage. But I noticed that this book is different from the other how-to books that we've looked at so far because the other books had photographs, but this book has illustrations. It's still a nonfiction book, but the author of this book chose to use illustrations instead of photographs just because that's what they felt like doing. Again, I see a materials page. Things you will need and all the different materials that you would need to make a collage. I also see steps in order. Here is step 1, here is step 2, step 3, and pictures to match. You might have some other kinds of how-to books at home that you've seen all the time, but maybe didn't realize that they were how-to books. For example, cookbooks. You might see a lot of these in your kitchen. I have a lot of cookbooks. This one is called the Hummingbird Bakery Cookbook. It teaches me how to bake. The words how-to aren't in the title, but any kind of cookbook is a how-to book because it teaches you how to cook something. Let's take a look at some of the recipes inside. Ooh, here's the cakes section. Here is a picture of the cake that this recipe makes. This cake is called a hummingbird cake, and the photograph shows me what my finished cake should look like. There's also a list of all the ingredients and the different steps that I need to make this cake in order. Cookbooks usually have a lot of different kinds of recipes inside. Lots of different things to learn how to make. Another example of a how-to book or text that you might not have realized was a how-to text is the directions to a board game. Here's a card game that I have called Monopoly Deal. There's some cards inside. And inside the box of cards came the directions. This little pamphlet is the directions for how to play the game. It's not called a how-to book, but it still gives me step-by-step instructions for how to play this game. Number 1, number 2, step 1, 2, 3. All the steps are numbered. There's also pictures of the materials. These are the different cards that you need for the game, and it explains what each card does. So even though this isn't a book, it's still an example of a how-to text. You're going to notice all the different features of how-to books today when you read this book, How to Make Slime. As you read this book and explore all the different things inside the book, you're going to think about what features of how-to books you see. Do you see materials or ingredients? Do you see steps written in order? Do you see details about each step? Do you see photographs or illustrations for every step? Do you see other nonfiction text features like a table of contents or bold words, labels, captions? See what you can find here in this How to Make Slime book. Have fun, first graders.